Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, whatever the hell you're listening to this. You're listening to Fat Unathletic Nerds Talking Sports, the Sports Pod with Dad Boss. This is JackKnife, in person with my boys, Tommy Joe and Danielz. How are we doing, guys? Tom, you go first.
We're doing pretty great. You know, we had a pretty eventful weekend the other weekend.
Yeah, check it out. There's a ring on my finger now. I never want to take this off. I got married.
Yes.
And this guy was the best man, and he gave one hell of a best man speech.
Thank you.
Shit. I wish I was there.
It's recorded. I can show you later.
What?
The speech.
Yeah, no,
Joe
he already showed me.
Showed you.
Before, so yeah, it was pretty good. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Sure did. It was a beautiful trip down to South Carolina, and not even a little rain could ruin it. So.
No, it was perfect.
But yeah, that's why we've been kind of dormant for a while. I did release a Cutting Edge recently. Well, more so a remake of one of my previous episodes, because I thought that the first time I did it sucked. You know, and I gotta hand it to you. You and Alex have been doing a good job with Armchair Racers. Just like
Thank you.
You know, keeping things going. Like, whatever little listeners we have, you know, appreciate going, and we appreciate you listening to us.
Yes, we do.
But anyway, let's get right back into the thick of things.
Well, thanks. I'm doing really well, Jack. No, thank you very much.
Hey, did you get married? Oh, wait, you did.
I already.
But anyway, before
That was so last year.
Yeah, like
2 years
2 years
ago. 2 years ago, yeah.
But yeah, we will talk a little more about my wedding later, because I had my first look with my now wife, Brienne. We got pictures of it, and my ugly crying face was used for a meme. I'll explain later. But I think Zachy could attest to this. Fellas, nothing will ever mentally prepare you for seeing your soon-to-be wife in her wedding dress for the first time.
Never. Not at all. It's a pretty good feeling. Just to put it lightly.
Exactly. But anyways, how have you been?
Well, man, just doing things, living life, trying to make it through. Been very busy, and honestly, just Headspace hasn't been on FUNTS lately, but I want to try and get back into it.
Yeah, I mean,
You
showed us a whole lot of equipment. I'm hoping we can.
Yeah.
You know, we tried.
We
We tried before. I'm also looking for a place to live, so it's kind of tough. When you don't have your own space to kind of focus on this kind of stuff. So hopefully, get out, get a space, and I can make it like my own home. And honestly, trying to move somewhere close to you, Jack. I don't know how far you are from here, Tommy.
It's about half hour, 40 minutes.
Okay,
about a half hour. It's not terrible.
Well, either way, I mean, I think if we're close enough, we can definitely do in-person stuff. And when Tommy wants to come in, because his Armchair Racer has been awesome. I've been listening to it along with Danielz Media, getting into the sports betting for NASCAR, which is a little fucked up, but man, it's a thrill when you just. It's just crazy that I picked 4 of the top 5 and didn't win.
No, I mean, I don't know if you checked the group chat, but you're leading.
I'm leading now.
You're leading, yeah.
Yes.
You dethroned Bree.
Awesome.
Well, Bree forgot to make a pick for obvious reasons.
Yes.
That's okay.
And then she had a really bad. She picked Logano, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, she picked Logano.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't have. Well, we'll get back and we'll get into that later, but
we'll get there. But yeah, I was listening to Henrik Lundqvist podcast today. He was talking with JJ Redick and how he has a podcast and a pretty popular one. It's the only way you could get to grow is to have regular episodes for your audience. That's what's going on. So we're gonna do the best we can. We're learning as we go.
Yes.
We're learning as we go.
Life is tough when you're not getting paid to do this like some people.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. Dave Portnoy. Look at us, see how weird we are, and be like, these kids are weird, but there's something about them. Let's bring them on.
And I promise we're not like Ben Mintz.
Who?
Oh, we'll talk about that later.
All right, well, let's get into the sports. The NFL draft just happened. Zach,
you want me because I'm the football guy?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, makes sense. So Bryce Young went first. Not surprised. The Panthers needed a quarterback. The Colts got Anthony Richardson.
I'm excited about that.
We'll see how that goes. I mean, he's there's way too high a ceiling and way too low a floor for that. But we'll see what happens. Who was the guy that went between that? Oh, C.J. Stroud went in second, and the Texans all of a sudden got aggressive and got Will Anderson, who's the best pass rusher in the draft. So they're looking, at least they're starting to try and make a team that's competitive. Because ever since Deshaun Watson left them, and all the bullshit that happened after that, they've been nothing. The Jets have their usual draft. I think nothing too stand out, nothing pretty or sexy.
I mean, this kid Will McDonald, he's the Pac-12 all-time leader in sacks.
Yeah, No, but that's what I'm saying. That you got in the trenches guys. So and you got Tittman from Wisconsin, I think, later in the rounds. And they didn't pick up Becton's fifth-year option, so he could be a replacement for that.
I mean, and I still believe in Becton, but he needs to stay healthy. That's the problem.
They didn't take him, so he's going to have to play for a contract this year. But basically that and the Philadelphia, I can't even say it, the Philadelphia Bull Eagles, basically just taking all the Georgia Bulldogs players from the past couple of years because, they won the national championship, which is perfect. I'm fine with that, man. Just get the guys from the best schools, and it seems to be working. Jordan Davis last year was good. N'Kobe Dean was a great backup. He's going to fill in for T.J. Edwards, who left as a linebacker. And all the guys I got this year are fucking studs. Jalen Carter's incredible. Nolan Smith's incredible. You got Keely Ringo as a cornerback. Super fast. He's awesome. So... yeah, this is a good overall draft. I don't normally watch it. I honestly just more or less watch the tracker and just see who everyone got. So, was there any other Colts picks that I missed? I just thought that Richardson one was crazy.
Yeah, I haven't really. I didn't watch any of the draft.
Yeah.
I'm in full on NASCAR mode right now.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
that's what. So
same. I wasn't able to pay much attention with all the wedding stuff.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
The only sport I was really only able to pay that much attention to was hockey.
yeah.
So,
Well, yeah.
Well, the draft went like every other draft. I mean, there were some surprises here. I think the Texans moving up from wherever else they were number 2. They picked, and then they traded right in and got number 3. That was psychotic. Other than that, I mean, it's kind of the draft to me. I think my team did pretty good. You guys, the Jets, did nothing. Like I said, nothing sexy. Just the smart picks, no bad picks.
Depth.
Yeah, the Giants even had a decent draft. Actually, they did some smart things too.
You hear that, Breed? Zach praised the Giants.
I know she's in the building. And I can't think of any other crazy things that happened over it. The draft is the draft. You don't. And I love college football. I know some of the big names, but realistically, sometimes the best is when you find out who's the diamond in the rough when the season comes into play. So
I mean, I'm definitely a lot happier this year with the draft than last year.
now you have a quarterback that's under the age of 40.
Yeah, and I think I brought this up in the group chat not so long ago, but I think this is the second quarterback that the Colts have drafted since Manning.
Holy shit!
Not since Andrew Luck?
Like a starting quarterback.
Probably first round then.
This is the second starting quarterback they've drafted since Manning.
Probably.
That's crazy when you think about that, right?
That's.
Well, don't ruin this guy's
Because that was
career.
what? That was what? 98 he got drafted.
Yeah, 98 or
98, 99.
Yeah.
And no, it was not. It was 98 because McNabb was 99.
If I remember correctly, he stayed an extra year in school to avoid going to the Jets.
That's supposedly.
But yeah, don't worry, guys. The Jets got a Hall of Fame quarterback in his twilight. We knew for weeks the Jets and the Packers were going to make the trade to send Aaron Rodgers to New York. But
Just a matter of when.
yeah, it was just a matter of when. Everyone's excited. And today they signed Randall Cobb. Now
His best buddy.
Yeah, they have Lazard. They brought in Lazard. They brought in Cobb. That makes me wait. We have Garrett Wilson. I want Wilson to still be able to play and whatnot. But
Wilson's gonna be. I don't know if I'm hoping my mic is picking me up correctly. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, no. You have a ton of guys. You also got Mecole Hardman from the Kansas City Chiefs, who's stupid fast, almost as fast as Tyreek Hill fast. So you have Hardman, Lazard, Wilson's your number 1 for sure. You have a ton of tight ends now, and Randall Cobb, and Breece Hall. You got a guy from Pitt. He's stupid fast. Michael Carter. Yeah, this team is stacked. I think the Jets are going to be good. I actually like looking at their team. They have so many players I like on this team. I don't know how you can't succeed.
Well, the thing is, I've rooted for this team my entire life. My favorite player of all time is Wayne Corbett. When I see Aaron Rodgers come to the Jets, what comes to my mind is Brett Favre flashbacks. The flash in the pan, he gets hurt, and the Jets choke to not make the playoffs that year.
I was going to say, it wasn't going to be because of Brett Favre. He was fucking balling. Mm-hmm. So
he was, and then he got the injury.
Yeah, he got injured. That's what happens. That's what Baker Mayfield ruined his career because he played with a fucked up shoulder with the Browns. They died that season. They sucked. And then the whole Watson thing happened. They just threw him out the door, and now he's in limbo. So Go Bucks.
Did he sign one? Oh, right. The
Yeah,
Buccaneers.
the Buccaneers. I guess he's their quarter. I don't.
I mean,
Did the
Brady
Bucks
retired.
Did
Wait,
the
wait,
Bucks
wait.
get a
Who signed
quarterback?
with the Bucks?
Baker
Baker
Mayfield.
Mayfield.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man, I'm really out of the football loop.
No, it's okay. That was. It's a Baker Mayfield signing. It's not like.
Well, yeah, but still, I mean,
like,
Yeah, who
It's-
was
it's
the
the-
best quarterback to come out of that draft? Because Sam Darnold's kind of booty. I mean,
I don't even.
Josh Rosen. Oh, forget
No,
about
Josh
it.
Rosen was a bust.
Oh, Josh Allen is the best quarterback out of that draft. Yes, he was at.
Yes, he is. Because I think it wasn't Lamar
I
that
wasn't-
was drafted.
What?
I don't know.
Oh no! Wait. Well, you're right. I think it is.
I would still
take.
take.
Speaking of Lamar Jackson, he just got his bag after.
yeah.
You know,
After Jalen Hurts got his
Yeah,
bag.
exactly.
yeah, he requested a trade out of Baltimore, and you know they bring in Odell Beckham, and then Lamar's like, I'm gonna reconsider this, and he's back for the long haul.
So, well, here's the thing. Who do you think is more worth it? Jalen or Lamar?
I mean, right now I have to go with Jalen
yeah.
simply for
I don't-
durability. Simply for durability.
I don't even know how you thought about that. Like, you thought about not taking the guy who has more playoff wins and has gone to the Super Bowl in 2 seasons.
Yeah, but at the same time, like it takes a team to win a Super Bowl. You know how I feel about quarterbacks.
I still think Jalen's a better quarterback.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Jalen Hurts brings like a unique ability. Like he's not only able to throw the ball deep, he's able to like be a threat on the ground and like not get injured in the same fashion. So.
All I know is if you look at their playoffs, like actually look at their stats, even just from the playoff games that they played, I don't even think it's a competition here. Like, I mean, the dude tried to get traded, couldn't get traded, and then basically just crawled back to the Ravens. I mean, like the Ravens kind of had to crawl back to him because honestly, like. They're very lucky that no one wanted to pay Lamar and everyone was like figuring some other idea out. So, but
I think the Colts were interested in Lamar.
Yeah.
I mean,
as they should have
why
been.
wouldn't they be?
As
I mean,
any team. And I'm not saying Lamar's bad.
No.
I'm just saying like any team could have taken him. Yeah. They just didn't.
I personally want the Jets to go for him.
That was
Aaron Rodgers because it's like you're going to give up a first round pick. I want it for a guy who's going to be here for a while, but
exactly.
I must still have some faith in Zach Wilson.
And that's
Aaron
why,
Rodgers would be like, okay, here's how you freaking do it. Now stop worrying about freak hot moms and focus on football.
I mean, it's that was the problem.
Because Mike White's gone.
No, yeah,
Aaron Rodgers,
he's gone.
If Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, it has to be Zach Wilson.
Yeah, no, and I still think there's potential. It's just, but that's what I'm saying about Lamar. Everyone had their ideas set, their plans in motion, and he requested. I forget. It came out like a month later, but the point is, he requested a trade. No one wanted him. No one wanted to pay him, and it's not. I don't. It is kind of crazy, but also like it's just everyone had a different idea.
It's kind of crazy that no one wanted him and he got the money he got too. You know what I mean?
Ravens fucking caved.
Yeah.
they won still. Like they really. I think
they all won.
They dangle the prize of Odell Beckham. It's like
they're trying. At least they tried. No, you know what's funny? Jalen got like the most guaranteed money. Like he was the highest paid player in the NFL for like 3 days.
And then
Lamar got like I think $5 million. Like $5 million more. Like that's it. And that was it. Like I was like, great. Like we still won this. We still won this. So.
But yeah, I think. Any
That's
more football points, or
that really is just the draft and all the other bullshit around it. I feel like the Rodgers saga ending kind of is like, okay, now let's just get the training camp.
Yeah. It's only May. We're waiting for like August. But yeah,
it is May.
We're gonna breathe. Oh, that's right. Aren't you going to the Indy 500?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I guess we'll talk about that after we talk about baseball or basketball. But yeah, we're gonna breeze through baseball just because the season just started. The Rays are 24-6. That's crazy. If that franchise had money, they'd probably have like at least 3 championships.
They would be 36-0, but only have played 30 games. That's how good
that's
amazing.
Yeah, the Yankees right now are hurt and mediocre. Like they have 12 guys 13. Right now on the injury list.
They have a full team on the IR now.
It's crazy.
And the sad thing is, one of them is not Aaron Hicks. Aaron Hicks is still on this roster. They have Isaiah Falafel playing outfield. That's bad. And I can't even be mad at Aaron Boone anymore because this is what Brian Cashman gave him. How many GMs have the Astros had the past few seasons? Like 2 or 3, and they've won multiple championships? I don't care if Brian Cashman has 5 championships under his name.
Yeah.
4 of them were with Gene Michaels' hires, and one of them was after the Steinbrenners went full goblin mode after 2008. They didn't make the playoffs. It's like, no, this is not happening again. We are winning next year.
I gotta say, dude, he's built a good roster. They're just falling apart. Like, you can't put it on Boone. Like, and
here's the thing: I want to hate Boone, but it's like I can't.
Not this year. No, not this year. This is worse than last year. Somehow.
Yeah, and the one positive I can think of at the moment. No, 2 positive. Garrett Cole is basically having a Cy Young season right now.
Yes, currently, yeah.
Not Anthony Volpe. He's still too young to be a star, but he's been good. His last 18 games, 277 batting average, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, 10 runs, 828 on base plus slugging percentage, and he's 7 for 7 on stolen bases. I don't know if that's on the season or lately, but still, this kid has a lot of promise.
I've never heard someone say a 277 batting average.
200.
The 100. It's just when you said 200, I was like, oh, the 277. I'm sorry. I'm just nitpicking.
No. Yeah. But yeah, that's all. Any quick Phillies notes? I know Bryce Harper's coming back.
He came back today.
Ooh.
He went 3 for 3 with 2 walks, 2 singles, a double, and 2 or 3 runs. They lost, but he came back last night but went 0 for 4. They had an awful series against the Dodgers. They're just kind of in the middle again. Early in the season,
it's so
not
too
really
early. Like I'm not ready to throw.
The Athletics are unlike the Rays. The Athletics are 6-24,
and
they are going to move to Vegas for sure. Do you think they're going to? Here's a question: do you think the Oakland Athletics will become the Las Vegas Athletics or the Las Vegas something else?
I think they're going to be the Las Vegas A's because simply.
Really?
Yes. This is the 4th time in their history they're moving. They were the Philadelphia A's. Then they became the Kansas City A's. Then Oakland.
You're right.
Now, yeah, they are a name brand. The problem is that stadium is probably the only stadium that can compete with Tropicana Fields as the worst stadium in the league. They needed a new stadium, and I've been to that stadium. It is an awful stadium.
Well, what say you, Tom?
So, did you guys hear that the fans are going to do like a reverse?
They did. They tried that already.
Oh, they tried it?
And then shortly after, it was the announcement.
Wait. What is going on?
They were going to do like a reverse protest.
A reverse boycott.
Yeah, reverse boycott.
Hey,
yeah.
You could sell. We have fans here. We want to care. It's just that the A's owner is one of the richest owners in the league. He just refuses to spend money.
No, I know.
Yeah.
There's
I don't even want to hear like the California taxes excuse. Because the Dodgers spend a lot of money and they're successful.
I thought they were doing that in June.
You could be wrong about that. I'm too lazy to look it up right now. But yeah, shortly after the announcement, A's fans went to the game with signs saying like sell the team, all that stuff. And like someone hit a home run, and MLB like cropped out the signs for the highlight. But
that's all there is for baseball right now.
I think it's gonna be cool though to have another team in Las Vegas.
I'm okay, dude. I went to Vegas. They love the Raiders. There was Raiders shit everywhere.
They love the Golden Knights.
They were Raiders and Golden Knights stuff was everywhere.
So
what's up?
I got it. So a fan group called Rooted in Oakland is spearheading a reverse boycott effort where fans plan to fill the Oakland Coliseum on June 13th when the Athletics host the Rays.
The Rays of all teams.
Fucking dude, imagine they beat the Rays and the Rays. Now that's a while away. Say the Rays are June 13th. We got a whole month.
Say it's still like a 75 winning percentage.
Yeah. There's 75%, and the A's beat them. There's no way the A's are going to be above.
But the packed stadium, imagine.
Oh my fucking
God. They have Mount Davis. Like they have Mount Davis packed too.
God.
Yeah. Have you ever seen what that stadium looked like before Mount Davis?
Yeah, it looks.
I'm gonna show it
way better.
It's gonna come up on screen for those of you watching on video. But let's see, Tom. I don't think you've ever seen this.
No, I haven't.
Oakland Coliseum,
unless it was in like MLB The Show 08, but.
Okay, well, on screen right now is Oakland Coliseum with Mount Davis. Okay.
Oh, is that in the back?
Yes, that thing is Mount Davis.
That hideous thing in the back.
Yes, named after Al Davis, the Raiders owner, who put it there because they shared the stadium.
Yeah, this was a shared stadium.
Yes. Get ready to be depressed, because this was a beautiful stadium.
Wow.
Wow, look, the
That
hills
looks like a baseball stadium.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fucking dope. It looked awesome.
Again, those of you watching on video, we have what it used to look like on screen right now. Like, that looks like a baseball stadium. And now they have this monstrosity for football, and there's not even a football team there.
Yeah.
It's they ruined it. They fucking Davis.
There is a story I can tell about Oakland Coliseum that involves someone very close to me personally, but I'm not gonna put it out there because if he's listening, he'll know it's him.
Okay.
Anyway, quick on the basketball. Again, for those of you watching on video, I'm wearing my Knicks Patrick Ewing jersey, and I don't know if I've been fully transparent with it, but if I haven't, I am now. Of my four favorite teams in the 4 major North American sports, the Knicks are my least favorite. And it's not their fault. It's just that basketball, like, don't get me wrong, for a time I did really love basketball, but like, it went down on the list for me because points have like little to no value on basketball. I like sports where like 1 point can mean so much.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong,
fair.
that's not to discredit basketball players. I think they probably, along with soccer players, they're probably the best athletes. You have to be a naturally born athlete to be a great basketball player. But yeah, I'm wearing my Knicks jersey. They're in the second round. They beat the Cavaliers in 5 games. Right now, they're tied with the Miami Heat in the second round. They didn't have Julius Randle for game 1. I almost said Julius Irving.
Dr. J.
But yeah, Josh Hart has been.
Speaking of him, the Sixers are in too, and right now they're playing the Celtics. They're actually down by 6 only. Joel Embiid just came back
At the time of
from
this
injury.
recording, or
Yes, right now. But
at the time of this recording, I'll see if I feel like putting up
got a beer?
update. Yeah, I'll see if I feel like putting up an update to the score while I'm editing this. But
You got a beer?
check the fridge.
Let's do it.
But anyway, Josh Hart has been a great addition to the Knicks. You know, Stephen A. Smith is eating his words after the trade deadline. Like, because he really criticized this move. Like, he's a big Knicks. He's probably the quintessential Knicks guy. I'm sure he's very happy. I hope we didn't have a beer. Sorry.
No, it's okay. We're trying to.
But yeah, RJ Barrett with 137 points. That's the most by a Knicks player 22 or younger in a single playoff run.
You have 137 points?
Yes, and that is a good thing considering they took a chance on him instead of trading for Donovan Mitchell.
130. How many games? What the hell?
It's been, well, let's see, 5 in the first round. They played 2, like 7 games. But
What?
I could be misreading the stat. It was from Knicks News on Twitter, but I don't feel like.
No, don't worry about it. I'll take you at your word.
But anyway, any more basketball stuff you want to say? I mean, I think we're getting Steph Curry and LeBron James again, but thankfully he's not in the finals this time. So.
That's fine. That's a great series. I think we all agree. We're not as in tune with basketball, but I'm a big Sixers fan actually. So whenever the Sixers are on, I'm trying to watch. I'm not watching right now, but I've been score checking. And honestly, like, it's just that time of year in May where we start missing Joel Embiid in playoff games because of injury, and it sucks, and I hate it. But he just won MVP for a good reason. He's our MVP, and he's one of the best players in the league. Jokic could have won it too. He's been having a great season, and for once the Nuggets are actually looking really good in the playoffs too, and they're a number 1 seed. So. Yeah, Curry and LeBron are good, but like it's probably good. Honestly, my pick, if the Sixers beat the Celtics, no one's beating them. They're going to the finals. I think the Nuggets are also going to the finals. I think it's going to be Jokic versus Embiid in the MVP battle that everyone wants to fucking fight over. I think that's going to end up happening.
Right.
I would love to see a Sixers Nuggets MVP battle.
That would be cool.
That's what I
That
want
would
to
be
see.
cool. And yeah, something I forgot to say when I was talking about the jersey I'm wearing. If the Knicks are the team I'm most excited about right now,
That's sad.
it's sad. Which we'll go into when we get into hockey. We'll do that later because I got a lot to say about hockey. Tom, yesterday you recorded
Yes. So
Armchair Racers.
yes, it's okay because every now and then when we open the episode, I want to start splash and go. So I do it all the time.
I'm showing the camera the coaster.
Yes. We're trying to get some of them made, but we have some merch. Maybe
They're not for sale.
No, they're not. This is just one that was made for me as a gift. But maybe you can get ones for you guys. Get white ones for FUNTS, put FUNTS in the front and get your names in the back.
Yeah. I've got to come up with
or mugs or whatever you'd want.
I got to come up with a logo for Cutting Edge with JackKnife.
You do. I mean, I made this myself.
I love my Jack Danielz one.
Oh yeah, your Zach Danielz one.
Yeah.
So anyway, so NASCAR.
NASCAR.
This past weekend, I went to Dover. So it's been
It got rained out for a second.
It got rained out. Yep. And it's been a crazy weekend. It's been a crazy 2 weeks for me between your wedding and then we camped out there. We had Alex and I had a new to us camper. We had to get it ready. So between the wedding, getting it ready, I think the last episode I put out was episode 9. I have them recorded. I just have to get them edited. Just everything just stockpiled on top of each other. So
makes sense.
12 is probably going to come out first, but then 10 and 11 is going to come out at some point just to get it out there.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, so you had the Super Truex Bros sweeping at Dover.
Jersey's own.
Yep. Mayetta, New Jersey, down south. They raced here. They raced at Wall. They raced at New Egypt, and you have them winning at their home track. The weekend was very wet. It got rained out. Unfortunately, we couldn't stay to Monday and watch the race. So
You couldn't move that indoors like my wedding.
No, you couldn't do that. I do think they should put a dome over Dover if they're going to keep racing there in April. Well, there's actually talk of them wanting to put a dome over Bristol.
Well, doesn't Atlantic City Boardwalk Hall they'll race modifieds in there?
Well, they're not quarter midgets, maybe quarter midgets.
Not modifieds, I forget what
But they're really small cars, small engines. I mean, you would have to have a massive exhaust system on that to have
a carbon monoxide.
36 V8s racing. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot.
Right.
But anyway, so in NASCAR news, Legacy MC, which was formerly Petty GMS, is now gone to Toyota. They're 2024. They'll be racing Toyota, and you'll see the Richard Petty 43 on a Toyota.
That's gonna be weird.
And Boomer's heads are rolling. They're rolling.
Oh, they're
right
already
now.
rolling.
Oh, already rolling.
Should be a Chevy, American made.
Mopar. They want Dodge of all brands, which is owned by Fiat.
Dodge is gone. In NASCAR, right?
Well, yeah. But I mean, Dodge is still around, but Dodge is owned by Fiat. I mean,
Dodge
it's
is gone in NASCAR.
Oh yeah, they've
when was the
been
last
gone.
time they were there?
2012 when Brad won the championship.
Wow.
And then Brad was actually in talks with Dodge to get him to go to RFK, but they backed out because of the low horsepower.
What does RFK stand for?
Roush Fenway Kozlowski.
Oh, that's right.
Yes,
Okay.
that Fenway.
Okay, because I hear
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
When I hear RFK, I think of RFK Stadium, or Robert F. Kennedy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Robert F. Kennedy,
that's what I
yeah.
thought of. Yeah.
But yeah, so but then again, back to Dover, you had a big wreck between Ross Chastain. He collected another victim.
Oh, Ross terrorism?
Yes. There was another Ross terrorism.
Keep getting away with it.
You know what? Like the funny thing about Ross is like this has been since the beginning that he's been like really great. Because like I remember back in the Xfinity series when he wrecked Harvick and he was kind of like like Harvick just ran into me and I ran back into him and he spun out. He owned up like I did it. But like ever since last year when he really became this terror on the track, he drives like this asshole on the track. I mean, he's racing to win. Everyone else is racing to win. But like he'll get out of the car and he's like, "We're sorry," and it's just like he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. It was an accident."
At least Pablo Montoya was like, "If I hit you, get over it."
Exactly. Like it's just weird because like his on track actions does not match up with what he does outside of the car. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like someone's gonna give back to him eventually. I mean, Denny tried, but Denny lost at the same time.
Man.
But yeah, Kyle Larson got back at him that race, a lap down because he was collecting in the wreck, and he didn't go full Matt Kenseth, Joey Logano.
No, he just made him hard to pass.
But yeah, he was just like, I'm so sorry, you can't get by me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
But I will say though, I would call. I mean, everyone is blaming Ross because everyone just blames Ross. Everything is Chastain's fault. It's the meme. It just happened to be Ross Chastain there because he was behind Brennan Poole, and if you look at the replay, so when the cars get off the throttle, you can see the flame shoot out the exhaust.
Right.
So you could see the flame shoot out of his exhaust on Brennan Poole, the guy in front of him, before everyone else. He got out of the throttle too early. Ross was there. Ross didn't lift, and contact was made. He spun out and he hit Larson.
So you don't necessarily blame Ross?
It's just an accident.
This is purely a racing incident.
Unknown.
No, it's really unknown.
Just two cars were in the same place at the wrong time.
Exactly. Yeah. That's kind of how I'm ruling this one, but others will see it as fit. And Alex.
I am loving the memes, but anyway, go on.
Thank you. Alex Bowman is out with an injury. He took a wild ride in a sprint car. So Josh Berry is back in a Hendrick car.
Yeah, after he took over Kyle Larson.
No, I hope not. He took over for Chase Elliott.
With
snowboarding incident.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, I hope he's not next.
How's Chase Elliott doing now that he's back?
He had a top 10. He finished 10 at Martinsville. I'm not sure where he finished at Talladega because we were driving back from the wedding when Talladega happened. And I didn't really get to do much of that. But he finished 11th. I picked him, so I know he finished 11th.
So he's still finishing near the front end. So.
I mean, Talladega's a crapshoot anyway,
Yeah.
But with Barry, he just got signed to Kevin Harvick. So Kevin Harvick has a talent management group.
Right.
He just got signed to it. There's
solid name.
There's other names. I mean, there's other drivers signed to it, but Josh Berry is probably going to be looking to race in the Cup Series next year. There's not too many good open rides going into next year, and Kevin Harvick is retiring.
So he's just probably going to
fill shoes. I mean.
He's one of the candidates to fill the shoes.
I would say he's the top candidate because there's really no one in the Ford pipeline to replace him. I mean, you have Zane Smith, who's the Truck Series champion, but in Xfinity, you have Riley Herbst and Cole Custer. Cole Custer already got pushed back to Xfinity, and Riley Herbst, he's no Harvick, you know what I mean? And Josh Berry, I think he has a couple of top 10s and a couple of top 5s in the 8 races he's raced in.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
all right, so then I guess
I would think. I mean, as long as
he has a future.
Yeah.
What I've learned is after listening to Steve Latara on
Dirty Modo.
Yeah, dude, that's a great podcast. You know what it does? I guess I learned it more from a betting perspective. They do talk about these guys' stats at different places. So. What I've learned is apparently like super speedways,
it's a crapshoot.
It's just good luck, like have fun.
Exactly.
Like it's just I did see the odds for Talladega. And I remembered so whenever it's like a different any other style of track, like less than 2 miles.
Yeah.
You'll see a guy like Kyle Larson be like plus 600.
Yeah.
All right, that's 6 to 1 odds. Not bad. But like. Talladega, everyone was 10 and above. So you're getting 10. You throw $10 down, you're making $100 back.
Well, remember what happened last year, right?
It's just a complete crapshoot.
Remember what happened last year? The guy bet it was like a cheap bet, and he won almost $1 million on it.
Yeah,
because everybody wrecked out, and he picked the bottom guys, and they all finished in the top 5 on a parlay.
Yeah,
and he won almost $1 million on it.
Yeah,
I think after that they kind of like reset super speedways. So if they do finish well.
I didn't look at all of them. All I know is like I was looking at that and listening to Steve and them. They basically say every time super speed, they do go through numbers. I think at those specific tracks, obviously.
Yeah.
They do all the numbers, but that's the only ones I try to pay attention to because you can't look at any other previous super speedways because they're just. Ricky Stenhouse won the Daytona. No one would pick. No one would pick. Like he was way down on the list.
Yeah,
like would have made a lot of money if you just. That's why I'm so interested in it. I didn't put money on every race. I'm not a degenerate like that. But like I like to look at the odds and see who are they thinking this like who's going where, and I follow them a lot and how they do on tracks for different races because I know they go throughout the weekend. Yeah, I mean like it's pretty interesting stuff and
there aren't many cookie cutter tracks.
Not much anymore. But speaking of NASCAR and betting, Denny Hamlin announced on his podcast last week because. It's kind of like the lull of the season, There's not really many talking points. You got baseball going on. I mean, you got the
Stanley Cup playoffs.
The Stanley Cup playoffs. You got basketball. So there's not really any driving storyline in NASCAR right now.
Not until like the All-Star race, I presume, right?
Well, that's in a couple weeks.
Oh.
But what Denny proposed was to have a summer showdown or a summer challenge where you take the top 32 drivers. And you make like a March Madness style bracket competition.
Sounds like fun.
So like you
Sounds
have,
like fun.
it is a lot of fun. He was like putting the name out there to NASCAR. You know, maybe make like a big pot. You know, it's not really gonna change the outcomes of the race, but it might change like, oh, I have to beat this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
That is interesting.
yes. So his original idea was, you know, I could make it like a $3 million win because I just put a big sponsor on it and like they'll get their money back tenfold.
Right.
And
Oh hell yeah! If you're gonna so you're saying that
because it was going to be like 5 or 6 races.
So because we were talking about betting, you're saying this would be something NASCAR would do, but it's not betting specific. It's just something that we could bet on. But
Exactly.
It's a NASCAR tournament,
and there would be an overall winner.
there would be an overall winner with a purse.
Yeah.
That'd be that's fucking brilliant.
Because like you was saying, like, you know, you gave like bonuses, like if someone gets the correct bracket, you know, that like that
they literally make head-to-head bets online.
Exactly.
Like that's the thing.
That's what he was going with.
Yeah,
So like you
why
just
not?
turn it into
Just make
brackets.
it a
You take the top 32, you make it a bracket, and this week,
Genius.
Dirty Mo Media actually came out with a bracket system.
Dude, yeah,
So
that's so good.
I'm not sure what the website is, but I'm sure if you look up like Dirty Mo Media bracket challenge or whatever, there's a $500 payout of like a Dirty Mo like gift box.
That's fucking dope.
For the,
I'm
a winner.
100% going into it, even though I have the bare minimum of NASCAR knowledge.
But like this week, for example, you know, Kyle Larson is really good at Dover.
Thank you.
But Ty Gibbs, it was Larson versus Ty Gibbs. People would probably take Larson over Ty Gibbs, but that was the upset. You know, so and I think on Dirty Modo the way they're doing it is that the first round, every correct bracket is 10. Every correct matchup is 10 points. The next week is 20, and then it's 40,
Yeah, the
and then
system, and then at the end, whoever racks up. Basically, yeah, it's the same thing. Whoever has the best looking bracket at the end, gets the win. So I love that idea.
And then just to segue a little bit more, at the end of the month, I'm going to Indy, going to the 500. It's on my dad's birthday. We're going together. Can't wait. I went for the 100th running. So I mean, so that's like top hype. You know, like there was the 100th, like there was the 100th year of it because they had the centennial era because they didn't race during like the World Wars and all that other stuff. But
all the other stuff.
Yeah,
going
well,
on
I
then.
think like during like the OPEC fuel crisis, I don't know if they raced.
That was hell on earth.
Yeah. So like it like the 100th year of it wasn't the 100th running, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So I went for that. Like there were so many people there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was like 500,000 people in one spot. It's crazy, you know what I mean? And there's people from all around the world, and I'm wondering how this one's going to be compared to that one, because I mean the 500 it always sells out. It's always a big thing, but like I'm kind of excited to go on like a non big.
It's
year.
gonna be so I mean, maybe it'll be less, but also it is like an international.
Oh, I mean it's still
it's
the Indy 500. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
so it's gonna be massive.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe a little less pomp and circumstance, but it seems like it's something to go all out for.
They definitely go all out. It's like the 500. It's like the Daytona 500.
Might
I mean,
be
like
better.
what you saw this
how
year.
How young were you on the 100th one?
It was 2016.
Oh, okay, so you were 21, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was drinking.
All right, good. Yeah, I'm just,
I was having a good
that's
time.
the only thing that would make it better.
Oh yeah.
So,
But yeah, I'm excited for that, and then Alex and I, we got Pocono coming up. I'm trying to figure out, because I mean,
One of these days we're going with you.
oh yeah, I mean this whole podcast thing, I mean, I don't know about you guys, I'm winging it. Like I just research stuff. The thing that I really want to do is I want to do like on location, like interviews and stuff.
I would love to do that.
I'd love to go to like Wall for a weekend.
Yeah,
Just get
because or not even like with drivers, but just like with fans. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we
encounter some DARFs. In
yes,
life.
because like we have the DARF comment of the week, so I would want to kind of play into it and play into them and to get them to say the dumb stuff that they think. You know what I mean? I mean, I wouldn't argue with them. That's dangerous. But I would just like to just get DARF comments right from the horse's mouth. You know what I mean?
They're gonna see this and be like, "Oh, I'm not saying." What
Yeah. maybe you revealed yourself here, but
Hey, they can't stream races, so I doubt they're listening to a podcast.
God damn.
Any more racing, or is that it?
That's pretty much it for racing. I mean, I covered a lot of it, and
Well, we got armchair races coming up later this
but
week.
I do want to say we're at Kansas this week, and also known as SP, because Kansas Speedway. And if you look at a snapshot, I could send Jack the image so you could put it up right here. But like sometimes when they take pictures of the cars, the wall will just say SP. Because it's the AS for Kansas, the SPEE from Speedway. So it's SP. Because
Like right now, like text.
All right. Well, it's in the FUNTS.
NASCAR chat?
Yeah,
Alright,
it's in there, yeah.
I'm gonna have to go scrolling back, I guess. But anyway, I guess now I should talk about hockey. We're in the first round, just concluded the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Stars beat the Wild. The Stars held on after they lost Joe Pavelski to a toe-of-the-line hit from Matt Dunn. But Joe Pavelski came back last night, scored 4 goals, and his team still lost in overtime. They ended up losing to the Seattle Kraken, who beat the defending champion Colorado Avalanche. Oh, jeez. Yeah, save that right now. But yeah, they defeat the defending champion Colorado Avalanche in the first round. And they are the first team in NHL history to win their first franchise playoff round against the defending Cup champions. Oliver Bjorkstrand went ham in Game 7. And it was Yanni Gord, if I'm not mistaken, who scored the overtime winner last night. But yeah, poor Joe Pavelski, he ended up missing the rest of the first round, and that scores 4 goals, and his team still loses. The Oilers beat the Kings, really not surprised there. McDavid and Draisaitl are still 2 of the best players in the world. That team is still top heavy though. The Kings, they're a young team. Like this is like the Kings' window is like kind of opening. Like this is the end.
How'd that series end?
It was 6 games.
6? Shit, man. We'll get to what my thoughts are on the hockey. I have thoughts on hockey.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, this next series made me happy. The Hurricanes beat the Islanders, and despite the Hurricanes being really injured right now, 2 of their star players, Timo Teravainen and Andrei Svechnikov, are out long term, basically out for the remainder of the playoffs. And I'm kind of upset about that. You're going to hear why in a little bit. And I talked about this is going back to the Kraken series against the Colorado Avalanche.
I'm all about the Kraken.
Yeah, great name. Good for them for
all about the Kraken.
Second year, they're doing well.
And beating the defending champions. And they're the first. This is their first playoff series win.
Yes.
In franchise history, and they're also the first ones, and they're also apparently the first ones to do that against the defending champions.
They did.
That's amazing. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah, but there's something I gotta say about that. Something that happened in that series. Jordan Eberle is public enemy number 1 to Colorado Avalanche fans right now for a dirty hit on Andrew Cogliano. Zach, you might know what this is. Tom, do you know what a boarding is?
It's when you hit someone against the boards, right?
Well, that sounds like a hit check, but here's the thing. Boarding is illegal. Basically, it's like let's say this counter where all our laptops are on right now is the boards. Like, I could be bent over towards the boards. Like, let's say Zach is behind me. Like, he's basically staring at my numbers. I'm basically defenseless right now, so the NHL has a rule. Do not freaking hit some of the boards. Like, because he hits me, I'm going face first in the boards. Now, they do allow some leeway. Like, if you turn your back last second, a good ref will not call that a penalty. It's because it's like, dude, you turned at the last second. What do you want him to do? This isn't the case for Jordan Eberle, for this hit on Andrew Cogliano. He is staring at
his back.
Staring at his back.
Just going right at him.
And Cogliano goes down. He gets back up, and he's able to come back into the game, but it was revealed he had a broken collarbone. Now, the NHL called... No, the NHL, I don't know who they were that game, they called that a penalty. The NHL disciplinary system, player safety department, did nothing. Not even a hearing. George Peros is he's been terrible ever since he took over. And the thing is, earlier in the series, Kel McCarr, who's a star for the Colorado Avalanche, by the way, he got suspended for, it was a questionable hit. He got suspended for 1 game. It's like, wait, you suspended that, but not this blatant boarding hit? I don't care that Cogliano came back to the game. He still could have really freaking hurt someone there.
Right.
The refs called that penalty too. It's like, Keandre Miller got suspended 3 games for spitting, which is fine. You can't do that. But that's a potential career ender.
Yeah. Yeah. It's bad.
But yeah, next series, we're getting into the 2 biggest storylines of the playoffs, and I'm glad these are the 2 biggest storylines. You'll find out a little bit why. The Leafs, they did! They finally got past the first round! Their first playoff series win since 2004. And here's the thing. The Leafs are kind of like the Dallas Cowboys in the sense of, like, it's cool to hate them, but, like, I don't know animosity towards the Maple Leafs. They didn't do anything wrong to me. But, yeah, it's first playoff series win since 2004. John Tavares scored the game-winning goal in overtime, Game 6, against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Wow, for the first time in 4 years, someone other than the Lightning is going to be representing the East in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Wow.
Good.
So, yeah, I think...
Thank God.
So, yeah, I think they'll be back. I just think all that hockey they played the past 3 years eventually did catch up to them. But I think this coming year is going to be, like, the last year for this.
No one's perfect.
Yeah, it's fine.
Even though they seem it.
But, yeah, John Tavares scored the game-winning goal in Game 6. And this is one of those coming full circle kind of things. And I'm looking at the TV right now. Is that Harrison Bader is leaving the game? Another injury to the Yankees. Just what I want to see right now.
Stay on track, Jack. Stay on track. Stay on track. You're doing great.
But yeah, back at 13 there. But anyway, John Tavares scored the series-winning goal for the Lightning, ending their series-winning drought. He started his career with the New York Islanders, and if you're a hockey fan, you know he left for the He left for the Toronto Maple Leafs. That was his childhood team growing up, and obviously Islander fans never forgave him for that. And the Islanders had their own little playoff drought when he played there, and they scored. And it ended with a Game 6 overtime winning goal. Guess who scored it?
Who?
John Tavares.
Wow.
John Tavares.
I didn't expect that.
No. Complete.
John Tavares, the playoff playoff series win drought ender.
That was too much to say.
Yeah, it is too much to say. Okay, now the first biggest story. You think a team with 65 that set a record for 65 wins in the regular season is unbeatable? Tom already knows where this is going. The Boston Bruins, I thought they were unbeatable. 65 wins, NHL record. They lost in 7 games to the Florida Panthers. Not only did they lose in 7 games, they had a 3-1 series lead. They lost Game 5 in overtime after the goalie, Linus Ullmark, had a terrible turnover and Matthew Tkachuk put it away. Game 6 was an absolute barn burner. High scoring. And Bruins took a lead in the third at one point just to give it up shortly after, and then the Panthers would score again. And then Game 7 in Boston, the Panthers went up 2-0. The Bruins stormed back to go up 3-2. But then, with 59 seconds left in the game, in regulation, the Panthers scored again to force overtime. And in overtime, Carter Verhaeghe scored to basically shatter everyone's bracket. Anyone who filled out an NHL bracket. And I gotta say, the Tampa Bay Lightning were the last team to set a record as far as points in a season goes, in 62 wins. They didn't win a single game in those playoffs. They got swept in the first round. As embarrassing as this was, as big of a choke this was, I think this is worse. Simply for the fact that the Bruins had 3 chances to put them away.
Well, I was actually going to say, it rung a bell when you said, the regular season win record for the NHL. I went back to 2016, the Warriors in the NBA.
They won the finals.
No, I was going to get to that. Is that they won 73-9, set the record. They went to the finals. They had a 3-1 lead. I mean, that's probably more soul crushing. This is just straight up embarrassing.
So we're talking about upsets in playoffs.
Yeah.
Kevin?
I just want to say some things on the Bruins first, though. And believe me, I'm gonna get to that.
Is it an upset if the team is higher seeded?
Not really. No.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not. But yeah, okay, because the thing, something I forgot to mention. Linus Ullmark, their goalie, was having a Vezina season. Tom, Vezina basically is goalie MVP.
Okay.
Got it.
And they sat him for Game 7 for Jeremy Swayman.
That's really stupid.
And to be fair, Jeremy Swayman did okay. I think the first goal he definitely should have stopped. But we come to find out later, he's been, since Game 4 or 5, he's been injured. It's okay, why did you put in Swayman sooner?
Right.
And this is likely this team's, not to see, like I said, the Lightning probably have one more year in them. I think this Bruins core is done. Patrice Bergeron's, I think, is retiring. Like, they were all hugging him after the game. Like, he gave a standing ovation. Brad Marchand and David Krejci are old. Hall is up there in age, and they might have to retool around their young guys, David Pastrnak and Charlie McAvoy, who they do have locked up long term. But yeah, Jim Montgomery, I think he completely flubbed this. And their old coach, Bruce Cassidy, is coaching the Golden Knights right now in the second round. But yeah, the Bruins are done. The President's Trophy curse strikes again. Tom, the President's Trophy goes to every year the league with the best team with the best regular season record. Okay. No team has won the Stanley Cup and the President's Trophy since the 2013 Blackhawks. Okay. And thank God for the Bruins. Thank God for the Maple Leafs. Because if not for them, my favorite team, the New York Rangers, would be the top story right now in the NHL for all the wrong reasons.
Did they win?
No. They lost in 7 games to the New Jersey Devils. This is the second year in a row they went up 2-0 in a series and then just choked. The difference between this time is while last year the Rangers lost in Game 6, this time they were able to force a Game 7. Because they looked completely lethargic in Games 4, 5, and 7. Game 3 was a bit of a toss-up. They lost in overtime. It's an old Rangers trope that they make an inexperienced goalie look like Dominic Hasek or Patrick Waugh. This kid, Akira Schmidt, and I will give him credit. He did what he had to do. But yeah, he got 2 shutouts against the Rangers for nothing. And he did do well, but again, the Rangers had so much trouble entering the zone and creating high danger chances that there wasn't much he had to do. The Devils seemed to create a double-digit high-danger scoring chance almost every game, it seemed like. Igor Shesterkin was the only one of a few players who remained great. You're raising your hand?
Yeah, I'm going to enter the chat. So, because I actually watched the Devils and Rangers a little bit closely because there was a lot of people in the state that we live in who are invested in it. It's split pretty much 50-50. From everywhere that I went, it seemed like I went to Buffalo Wild Wings when the game was going on. It was just constant screaming. Just constant. Both ways. Whoever had the puck closer to the goal was going nuts.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And I think one time I saw the Devils score, it went crazy. The Rangers scored, it went crazy. It was just awesome. So I was like, that was game, I think, 1. That was game 1. Who won game 1?
The Rangers.
Yeah, the Rangers won the first 2 games. Yeah.
Right, they were up 2-0. You're right.
Yeah,
sorry.
The Rangers won games 1 and 2 decidingly.
I know. And then the Devils won games, I think, 4 and 5 decidingly.
Yes. And game 7.
Yes.
They had a complete freaking A in game 7. And the Rangers slogan is no quit in New York. There's quit in New York after that.
I actually got invested in after game 1 when I saw how people were reacting at Buffalo Wild Wings, and I tried to catch the games as much as possible. And all I gotta say is, in those games that the Rangers lost, Igor Shesterkin, am I saying it right?
Yeah, Igor Shesterkin.
That dude was getting drilled those games. I was actually shocked that they could have been losing by way more.
One of the Spit and Chicklets guys, it was Grinelli. He was at game 4. It's like, if it wasn't for Shesterkin, this game right now would be.
I swear, one of the periods it just felt like the Devils were taking shots.
Yeah,
the entire time.
I'm gonna read you the stat from Money Puck. Igor allowed 14 goals versus 22 points, 22 and 3/4 expected goals against. That's 8.8 goals saved above the expected.
Damn, analytics in hockey.
Wow.
Yeah. And
wow.
It's way to get analytics in NASCAR.
He hadn't lost 4 out of 5 games all season up until that point. But yeah, goalies, that's why I think a goalie's record can be misleading, because the team was playing absolutely terrible in front of them. This is Henrik Lundqvist all over again. The difference being, Henrik Lundqvist is not one to send the puck flying up the ice. Igor Shesterkin, I think, will have a goal in his career. That's how good he is at playing the puck. But yeah, Artemi Panarin and Mika Zibanejad disappeared. Zibanejad has shown he can, previous instances, he can perform in the playoffs. But Panarin, in 30 playoff games with the Rangers, he only has 20 points, which is he's getting paid $11 million, which is a lot in NHL money, because their salary cap is low. you got to become a point-per-game kind of player. I'm not saying chuck him out the window, because he's probably my favorite player. But at some point, you got to say, dude, you got to put it together. If he doesn't perform after next season, you might have to seriously consider telling him to remove his no trade clause. I'm not even going to talk about what's on the TV right now, because I know you guys are looking at it. Yeah, the best. Yeah. I put an analogy here. He could be like Clayton Kershaw, amazing regular season, mediocre in the postseason. Because Artemi Panarin is phenomenal in the regular season. Let me put it this way: he averaged well above a point a game. And I thought he was mediocre this season because there was times there were so many times he should have shot it and he passed it. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate him being unselfish, but anyway. The only forward I can really praise is Chris Kreider. 9 points, 6 goals and 3 assists. And today was a breakup day, and he took he shouldered a lot of responsibility. That's why he has an A on his chest. And it's this year he set a record. He's now tied for first in all-time in goals in elimination games. Number 1, Mark Messier. He's tied with him, and that's great company to be.
Yeah,
absolutely. To be alongside of. Capo, he was okay, but we'll get to him later. And again, I have to give the Devils credit. Jack Hughes was great. He's showing he's a superstar. He's a phenomenal skater. They are young, they're talented and fast. But the Rangers just completely ignored the playoff winning formula that got them far last year. They were trying to be way too cute with the puck. They were playing Instagram hockey. They just wanted to look good. I mean...
Do for the gram.
Yeah, basically. The Devils, they were able to keep...
Neither I.
Jesper Bratt and Timo Meier, the Rangers were able to keep them off the board. But the Devils adjusted after Game 2. The Rangers did it. They tipped their foot off the gas. And when they realized it was too late, instead of trying to get the gritty goals, this team just keep trying over and over again for the perfect pass. That doesn't work in the postseason. Which I'm now going to go into my fixes. And I'm not going to go into too much detail because I'm probably going to make a cutting edge.
I gotta say, man, this
is quite the episode here.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't realize how many notes you took. I would have done more if I knew the challenge was to. Damn.
Yeah. But here's my first thing. The Rangers need to fire head coach Gerard Gallant. He's been terrible.
I saw that tweet you sent me. What the hell?
What was that about?
All about there was fighting between management and coaches.
Yes, there was fighting between management.
But the guy in the tweets also said that. Not that it's not all on the coach, and that which is true. It's true.
You're about to, which I'm gonna get into in a little bit. But thanks for reminding me. I think I don't know.
Wait, you forgot to add something?
No, I don't. No, I definitely added it.
Oh, okay.
And here's the thing. Tom, have you seen Semi-Pro?
Yes.
Years ago.
Okay, you'll definitely know this analogy. Gerard Gallant is Jackie Moon when you need Ed Monix. Mm-hmm. You need an X's and O's guy. Gerard Gallant is hands-off approach, let the players do their thing. Well, listen, the players can't always drop good plays. You need someone who's going to be a coach. It's you got to be a parent, not their friend. You got to be your kid's parent, not their friend, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you got out-coached by Lindy Ruff, that's bad. Lindy Ruff never won a Game 7 in his coaching career. So yeah, why the hell do you take Mika Zibanejad off the power play? Because that's where, he's at his best on the power play. And they put him back there for Game 4. It didn't work right away because, he got a couple shots off. They were blocked. And they were like, oh, no, I take it back off. No, keep him there. But anyway, again, I want to go more into this, into cutting edge. But anyway, who do I think should replace him? I got some guys in mind. Peter Laviolette. He was him and the Washington Capitals mutually agreed to part ways. And I don't think it's his fault there. The Capitals are old and they had a lot of injuries and they're about to enter a rebuild, so they're both we're both going to just agree to move on. He's won the Stanley Cup in 2006. He got the Nashville Predators and the Philadelphia Flyers to the Stanley Cup. And he's a known tactical guy. And I think someone like a Capo could benefit from him. And another guy who comes to mind for me that's less likely is Mike Sullivan, because he's He's with the Pittsburgh Penguins right now. He won back-to-back championships with them. He's been an assistant coach with the Rangers, so he knows what it's like there. But, you gotta think of the Crosby factor, the fact that he's still employed with the Penguins, and the fact that, once they get a new GM, that, we'll see if he wants to keep him. And another guy who got fired recently is Daryl Sutter. He won 2 cups with the Kings, but is he a dinosaur? I think they missed on Barry Trotz. Now he's with the... now he's in the front office with the Nashville Predators. You're smiling. What's going on?
Where'd you get here now? It is getting late at night.
I was going to say, is there something on my face? Okay.
No.
But yeah, that's my follow-up
your face.
Yeah. Your beautiful face.
But yeah, time to go to the roster. Yeah, because I criticize the coaches. Time for me to criticize the roster. And this is going to sound crazy to some Ranger fans. It's going to sound very hard. What the Rangers need to do with their roster is keep everything mostly the same. What? Let me explain.
I feel like this should be explained in the cutting edge.
Yes.
Okay, well...
Because I have to drive home.
Okay. Well, to put it briefly, the window is still open for them. They're not in a situation with the Bruins and Lightning, where their window's shut. They're still very young. They traded for Patrick Kane and Vladimir Tarasenko. Kane performed great in games 1 and 2. He was kind of dormant after. Even he was kind of up there in points. Vladimir Tarasenko was great in games 1, 2, and 6. That's it. I'm fine with just letting them walk. You have these 2 kids, Alexis Lafreniere and Capo Caco, who haven't shown their full potential yet because there was a lot of competition on the Rangers' wings. Jack Hughes was forced to grow up real quickly. Whereas, Capo, because the Rangers were so deep, whenever Capo or Lafreniere would make a mistake, they would just be kept on the third line. They need top 6 minutes.
Well, all I know is they did lose to a higher seeded team. The Devils look really good this year. So, I mean, I don't think that they're far off still. Like you said, yeah, maybe just keep the roster somewhat similar to
let Kane and Tarasenko walk. Move up Capo and Lafreniere to the top 6. They should either be both on the same line, on the second line, or one should be on the first, one should be on the second. And there's 2 prospects I'm very excited about. One is Brendan Othmann, who I've told you about before. He plays the type of style the Rangers are lacking. The other being Will Cooley. To make a little bit of a basketball analogy, I know basketball. Okay, no, Zach, you might know who these guys are. Tom, you won't.
Julius Caesar.
Brendan Othmann, Will Cooley, you can come to the Rangers and be what John Sally and Dennis Rodman were to the Bad Boy Pistons.
Right. Okay.
Guys who were not that many people know about, but once they arrived, you felt
they were the perfect.
Yes, because the Rangers are lacking physicality and hard forechecking, and that's what those guys do. The East, and to go back into what I said about the Hurricanes with the injuries. With the Bruins out, the Lightning out, I mean, you said about the East, but the East is wide open right now. There's no doubt in my mind if the Rangers won, they would beat the Hurricanes. I don't care that the Hurricanes have the better coach team, because Rod Brindamore, I think, is top 3 best coach in the league. I think the Devils will wipe the 4th, and what's the score in that game right now? Oh my God, the Hurricanes won 5-1?
Wow.
Huh.
Damn. Should have put money on that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
God, I'm so sick.
I knew going into this series but it's only game 1. I knew going into this series that whoever won this series is going to Eastern Conference Final. And the East is wide open. The Rangers blew an opportunity. And here's the thing. Devils, they're here. This is year 1 for them. They are not going away. The Capitals are old. The Flyers are in a rebuild. The Penguins are entering a rebuild. The Hurricanes are still good. No matter what happens.
Clearly.
Yeah, Hurricanes are still good. Devils are here. You will see them in the playoffs again, and you better beat the crap out of them. Because
this year, they better be good next year.
Yes. Even if you can't match their speed, which, again, I think Othmann can help in that category as well, they need to bring the strength that can slow them down. I guarantee it. The Rangers will see them again. Because this is a quote I read from a fan on Twitter, @Blake Nasty. At the trade deadline, the Rangers acquired talent The Devils built a team. I don't know if this is an actual Herb Brooks quote or that's just something they used in the movie Miracle. All-star teams fail because they rely solely on the individual's talent. That's what the Rangers did this season. They can't have an hands-off coach anymore. They need a tactician. Because I gotta tell you, I've seen what hell is, boys. Hell is fans of your rival team who hate your team more than they like their own, mock singing your goal song. Hell is when your friend from college who likes said team takes a photo from you crying on your first look from your wedding and he puts it on a Rangers player crying Jordan style.
I feel like this is what we were leading to.
I like mine better, but
Yeah, it's on screen right now. It's on screen right now.
That one is way better and professionally done.
thank you.
Good job, Tom.
Thank you.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Oh, and I gotta get to this because I alluded to this to you guys in our conversation before.
This is what I've been waiting
Yes,
for.
I thought we were gonna get to it.
All right.
You're not going to do a cutting edge, man. You just did 40 minutes.
Well, here's the thing. This is probably what I'm going to go into the most detail about. More detail? But anyway. I heard today from Darren Drager, this could be a legit possibility for the Rangers. Joel Quenneville, 3 Stanley Cups with the Blackhawks.
Okay.
Over 1,700 games coached in the NHL. 969 wins. You know, Patrick Kane played with him. I don't care. Let Patrick Kane walk still.
Okay.
Why don't I want a coach of that pedigree?
I think I know why.
Zach, imagine if Joe Paterno was still alive and Notre Dame offered him him the chance to coach there.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what this is.
Wait.
It makes sense because you know. I wasn't ready for this.
Well, here's the thing. There's some, this was a controversial topic when they got Patrick Kane because Kane was on that 2010 team.
I think I've heard this controversy that there was.
Yes.
Is this a similar controversy to Paterno, or
Yes.
so? Where's his stats?
No, this isn't a serious conversation right now.
Okay.
Here's the thing. There's something as far as the players on the 2010 team with their video coach and the player he essayed. I know we're not making money off this, but I don't want to get demonetized on YouTube. But there's some ambiguity to whether or not Patrick Kane knew what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
After a report, there's no ambiguity.
There's really
Joel Quenneville knew what was happening.
There was a lot of inappropriate boinking.
Oh, I remember this now.
Okay. Yeah, I do recall
The
this.
coach, I'm not going to say his name, the disgusting human being. You know how they put your name, if you win the Stanley Cup, your name is on it forever?
Yeah, they took it off, right?
They X'd his out.
Wow.
I remember this.
Not only
Yes.
did the Blackhawks cover it up, they went as far to write a letter of recommendation for him to coach in high school where his abuse continued. That is disgusting.
Damn, I didn't know that last part.
No.
I did not know that.
No, did not.
I recall this controversy.
Yes.
Joel Quenneville was part of the team.
So you don't want to be at all associated with that.
Not really.
No, I get it.
I don't blame
But
you.
this is a tweet from Darren Drager. Joel Quenneville hasn't officially been cleared by the league. He hasn't been officially cleared by the NHL. A formal interview request will likely encourage the commissioner's report. So, it's very possible he could get approved soon. But, listen, without that baggage, I'd probably be like, let's give him a shot. But you know what? I don't want this. I don't want this. Because, Blackhawks fans, they're historians, they try to stay away from talking about that 2010 team now. That was a team that ended a 49-year cup drought.
Damn.
No, 42-year cup drought.
Yeah. It's kind of the opposite of the Houston Astros who cheated, and they're like, yeah, we did!
Yeah.
Yeah, we did! We won, baby! Let's go!
Yeah, I mean, Kane was one thing. He might have known, he might not know. Part of me thinks he did know, but there was no definitive proof. The victim, Kyle Beach, says he knew, but in the report, it was conclusive. Quenneville was involved in at least one meeting.
That's fucking wild.
It is, but anyway, yeah.
You sure you're gonna do a cutting edge now?
Yeah, well, I got that out of the way. I don't want to go into too much detail about that on the cutting edge, because in the cutting edge, I want to talk about like the roster moves that need to be made and the coaching stuff. But anyway, we talked a lot tonight.
You certainly got the second half with the hockey, man.
Yeah.
I did not realize you did 5 pages of notes.
But hey, this man is dedicated to his craft. Dedicated.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
man.
you're good on the technical aspect. But yeah, anyway, Zach,
I got the other sports.
So yeah, Zach, I have an assignment for you.
What's the assignment?
I want you to review a movie. Because when you leave my house tonight, I'm giving you the DVD. I want you to review.
Okay.
I want you to review Youngblood.
Give it to me.
It is in my top 3 favorite hockey movies.
Give it to me.
You will love it.
Next, we gotta do Days of Thunder. We gotta do that.
This is
we
why we gotta be in person.
exactly,
man.
exactly. We gotta do Days of Thunder.
And I'll tell you what, I'll come over to your place and help review Youngblood with you. Yeah, I mean, would you want
I hope I
Sure,
have
sure.
my own place very soon.
Alright, but anyway. Oh,
Yankees just did something.
Oh, they got a
They
ball.
fucking won.
Oh wow. Okay.
Alright. Woo! But anyway, I think that's a good note to end it on. But yeah, be on the lookout for Armchair Racers. I'm sure you're going to be releasing that later.
Yeah, probably. See, today's Wednesday. Hopefully tomorrow night I have it out.
And the new Cutting Edge, I'm gonna release it probably like in the next couple weeks. So anyway, if you made it this far, thank you very much for listening. Please, if you like this podcast, please like and share it with all your friends. If you didn't like this podcast, well, thank you very much for making it this far. Please be sure to follow us at FUNTS Podcast on Twitter and Instagram, and at Fat Motherfucking Nerds on Talking Sports on Facebook. This is JackKnife alongside Danielz, Tommy Joe. Have a wonderful night.
Rock and roll.